He's killed.
Spoiler! Okay, yeah, that's a spoiler alert. I hope you guys are not too mad about that.
You should really not watch this review if you haven't watched the movie.
Hi, welcome to India Echo. I'm Namrata,
I'm Mona.
and today we're going to review
Article 15
on the Aam Aadmi review. So when the trailer first came out, we were like surprised because we didn't know a movie like that could be made also in this political climate, right? And we were really excited to watch it, so we went this weekend and now we're going to review it. So the movie, when it started off, it's like it was. So the film itself is based on Article 15 of the Constitution, which prohibits religion, race, caste, sex in place of birth. And while this film is not based on, particularly on two incidents, but it's definitely taken inspiration from incidents like the 2014 Badan gang rape case and the 2016 Una flogging case, right? And so the film itself begins on a very somber note, right? Like the first scene itself is a folk song being sung by these group of villagers huddled under a hut. And what they're singing is also so like it really hits you, because you come to know from the lyrics of the song itself that the oppressed cannot fight against their oppressors because the oppression itself is so normalized. And yeah, and this was immediately followed by a scene, like a horrifically ironic scene, where two girls are being raped inside of a school bus. And that kind of sets the tone for the film. We know how intense and serious it's going to be from then on.
Yeah, and then we meet the lead character, Ayan. The character is a metaphor for the urban youth, where we only know of casteism from textbooks. He's sophisticated and Western educated police officer from Delhi, a whole world different from Lalgaon. Therefore, he is an outsider with a view that observes the level of inequality right when he steps into the village, and he is in charge of the police station in Lalgaon. And Anubhav Sinha states that this film is an investigative drama where the audience too is in itself and an accused party. Yeah. We've experienced that truly.
Yeah, like throughout the film, we've just been feeling that way throughout.
Yeah. It's so comprising of the ambiguity we are facing in the Indian society. Ayan's characterization shows how he's only tried to be his best and maintain his responsiveness in fulfilling his duties as a police officer, as himself, and to the people around him.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is that because we travel along with Ayan, because it's an investigative drama, so while he's looking for the culprit or looking to solve this case, we also are going along with him. And we see that these bigger than life social evils are being discussed. And because he is someone who has like a third person perspective and comes into a village and he sees these huge systems of caste and of hierarchy and order, and like apparently these systems are maintaining harmony in the village, but he as an outsider is only trying to do his best. He sees these injustices and he tries to confront them, and that in itself is a big question that we should all ask ourselves.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate how the movie ends on the note it ends, because it leaves us unsettled and we're always wondering about how this is the impending doom that we are living in reality.
Yeah, so we've had a lot of takeaways from the film, and so we've divided it into segments. So let's segue into our segments then.
The movie raises so many questions. This is our first segment. So we would like to begin with the various number of social evils that were pointed out in this movie, like manual scavenging, rape, caste differences, rape based on caste differences, and political settings and police suppression. And manual scavenging is just brought into light in this movie, but this is something we know of every day.
Yeah.
We know this happens in all our societies, and it's unspoken of, and it's actually banned. And
Yeah.
But there is no other system of how or manufacturing for this particular process, and we still go through with it, and nobody really speaks of it. And police suppression for that matter.
Yeah, and this movie, since it's like made around the police department, we see very blatantly how the police suppression is, because
It's on the innocent rural poor, not just the rural, but the setting is rural. So on the innocent, because it's based on caste, it's based on power, it's based on money, and they don't even let people fighting for justice win over, because we see what happens to Nishad.
Yeah.
And
okay, so Nishad as a character is very interesting, but he is someone who dissents. He dissents the government. He's trying to put light upon all the problems that his caste and his community faces. But instead of treating that person as, even as someone who, like, even if he's treated as someone who is going against the government or who's saying seditionary things, there's no due process. At the end of it, he's just like something really horrible happens to him, and
well, he dies. He's killed.
Spoiler. Okay, yeah, that's a spoiler alert. I hope you guys are not too mad about that. But so and that is very scary, because you see, and I'm sure that person is a nameless, faceless person and wouldn't even be spoken about in the papers. But we know he's someone who's putting his life out at risk to fight for the rights that these people should have had anyway.
And this is only possible because he's educated and he has bigger goals in life, but he's in a way like forced to give them up. Like he wants to be a scientist or a writer, but he's forced to give them up because he himself, being from the lower caste, he can't be anything other than the scheduled caste that he is. And let's talk about Nihal's derogation of how he's drunk when he's performed the rape, and how it's a question whether he can be excused for it. Because even Ayan puts it forward to Amali when like he's telling her that he's not going to come back anymore, but what he did.
And like Nihal is like one of the is a part of the police department. He's walking around and he's investigating.
There all around.
Yeah, he's like investigating it along with Ayan, and just when he's questioned, he suddenly very conveniently tells that he's drunk and he was also like forced to do it or something like that, and that's just
not in his conscience. He commits his suicide at this point, and I don't know how justified it is as a suicide, because it's only after he's discovered that he's committed the crime. It's more so selfish because he doesn't want his sister to find out that he's done such a deed. So,
and on the other hand, like the parents of the girls, like the fathers of the girls, they were imprisoned because they were, forced to take up the blame. And this is so convenient. Honor killing, for killing the girls. And this is so convenient because just because these people belong to the lower caste, it was so easy to do that to them.
Like they themselves accept it. Despite their alibi, despite their despite knowing that there's another girl missing. And you should really not watch this review if you haven't watched the movie.
Lots of spoiler alerts.
But so many questions raised, because every scene in this movie, in a way, also it raises a question which is probably the intention of the director. Because it's a very crowded movie, but at a slow pace, and it's so vague. But it really puts forward the questions there.
So we're going to do a second segment of how Bollywood this is or not Bollywood this is.
How it was or was not Bollywood. Yes.
Actually, we have only 2 segments, and I don't know why we said we're going to have segments, but anyway. Go on. Why do you think that this film was Bollywood?
So I don't think the writing of the movie is Bollywood, or the cinematography, which is wonderful by the way, but the movie structure, I mean, like, just how they're showing how heroic Ayan is, but necessarily there are so many other characters in the movie with a lot more purpose than him. He's somebody who's been very privileged,
right?
and And there's this dialogue where his wife or his girlfriend says that, you know, he has to find himself and he's been doing things based on what others have been asking him to do. And even while he's solving this case, it's something he's doing because he knows that something is particularly wrong.
Right.
And it's based only for the case. There was no need to like show him in a heroic way.
Or to bring into his personal arc.
And like the...
And basically like heroification, not even glorification, heroification.
It was unnecessary. I'm not saying they did a lot of it, but this was probably supposed to be a documentary.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's a Bollywood film.
Good for us because reach, but it was Bollywood for that reason. And I think it's not Bollywood too, because like in a normal Bollywood film, you wouldn't expect the amount of representation. So if you're talking about female
representation, firstly, I didn't expect the wife or girlfriend of Ayan, Aditi, that's her name. I didn't expect her to have such a huge role because she not only was there throughout the movie, but she also was like the moral compass for Ayan's character, and that was so refreshing to see, at least for me. Then you have the doctor, then you have Gaura. Oh, we didn't mention Gaura. Oh my God. Yes, so there's this brilliant character called Gaura, and she was the female voice from the scheduled caste community. And so this was one very interesting aspect. Another aspect was just the way it was written, it was so tightly packed, and it was unlike any Bollywood film, at least that I've seen. But Anubhav Sinha is known for that, so I guess that was expected.
But I think so. If you've watched Tashkent Files, I'm not trying to compare them in any way, but only saying that these are serious Bollywood movies,
right?
And I've observed a similar humor setting in both of them. And it's very like quirky and like it's there to be there,
right?
And maybe Bollywood can let go of it. Maybe we don't need to appeal the audience that way.
And that makes sense. Like in a serious setting, one person will say something funny just to break the intensity. But
maybe that's good, maybe that's bad. But it's not what I'm in the movie theater for when I'm watching Article 15. It's very nice how it's not a preachy movie.
Yeah, that's, oh God, yes.
Yeah, they don't go for, we have to break the caste system, we have to break anything. They are just fixing what's wrong in their hands. And it's very obvious to Ayan, which is very good, because that's how it is for half of us.
Yeah.
And we're just not in the situation to deal with it. Luckily enough, like, he dealt with it, and I mean, although it's a movie, but
because of his being a police officer, he was at least able to give justice to that one girl who was missing, and otherwise would have died, just like that. And so
and it was very good, and because how he's more concentrated on the case about the missing girl, and they do find her, and they do look for answers based on that, and the movie ends as the case ends. There's no further
there's no further implications, or the question is left open to us. It's what we take away from it that I think at least is the objective of the film, and hence, in my opinion, is not Bollywood really.
I mean, it's a balance.
It's a balance. It's a good balance.
It's at the end of the day a Hindi industry movie. So it's a Bollywood movie, but what is being Bollywood anyway? It's definitely a conversation starter.
It's definitely uncomfortable also, because we start questioning our own beliefs and ideals and actions.
And I only hope that it's not vague enough for you to just watch it and think what was that, but agitates you. And
I think at the end of the day, we can call this a piece of art, because any piece of art is a good piece of art if it makes you question. And makes you a little unsettled, a little uncomfortable, and that's what Article 15 was for us.
For us, for sure.
So that's our review for Article 15, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe to India Echo.
And like us.
And share and subscribe.